Hey, and welcome back to hopefully our day 3 of our Firefly forest. So I realised after the event that this had gone on wrong. I had put it on top. It's not meant to be like that. It's meant to be just attached like so. So I'm quickly going to do that because we are going to be making more trees and I don't want to be spending all of the time on this one. So it kind of goes into the nook there. So I'm just going to get that glued, put it to one side. I just took it off. It wasn't very secure anyway. I did say to you I thought it was a bit weird. It wasn't the most secure thing I'd ever made. And then this one was, gosh, I've got to remember now, sorry, was on here, on this end. So, go like so, turn it around, and that one slits in here. So I'm just going to give those a little bit of time. And I'll grab some more paper for continuing on. Right. Okay, I didn't actually get more paper. What I did was I opened it up and we'll move this one. I'll just leave it totally off so it dries reasonably flat. And then what I do is the same. So we are making a very small branch. So I have cut everything out ready today. None of the messing around which I was doing yesterday. Let's get straight to it. So this one goes on this side, so basically you imagine your pattern of it, and it doesn't, it goes the other way. Good that I can know what is what. Oh, it doesn't look right either. By the time I find it, the glue would have dried up. And it doesn't look like it's matching anyway. Maybe this is the wrong piece. I did have a lot of boxes all over the show. Okay, it matches on the back. Had it the wrong way round. Probably should put more glue on, really. Also, I'm not 100% sure why I use wood glue. Me thinking this was going to be a quick process now. Fiddling, I will get the other glue out though. Right, let me put this wood glue. Yeah, it's still not on very well. Okay, it's a bit better. Not 100%. Okay, so let me get the other glue. I stabbed myself with this a second ago, trying to put it back into the the pin back in. I missed totally and it went straight over me, straight into me. So, make sure I don't have any residue from that all over the place. Okay, so then just undo it now with the right glue. It's a bit blobby today. And pop this one on exactly the same, like so. And because I don't have it all over the place, I need to give it a little shuffle so it spreads. And that one can sit there. And then this goes on one side and it's going to go on, I want to say this side, but that doesn't mean it's true. No, it wasn't true. I'll turn this over and have that here. By doing it this way, it should be a lot quicker too, by the way. Oh, can't get it to match up any side. Good. Just want to throw it all over the place. Looks like it's not quite big enough for this piece. I'm sure that's not the case. I'm just trying it all wrong. I should get my tweezers out, huh? Okay, should go this way. Yeah. Okay, it's going to go that way, and then these two will go on here. That's a bit easier for me to work out in my brain. Put a little bit on here, a little bit on here. Get that on, and then we get these together, which we will be using wood glue. It is a bit stringy. And very much attached to me. Off you come. stabbed myself with tweezers earlier too. I was putting them away when they got me. Just into trying to see how much pain I can inflict on me, obviously. Oh, these aren't good tweezers, I should throw those away. Spend all video finding the right tools for the job. There we go. Let's just one can go on here, and then we can put the other side on. Pop this on here. Again, just move it around. Just make sure you got it all. Okay, so that one's only one-sided. And turn this one over. I should be able to put the other one straight on. I'm desperate to try and grab that wood glue. Just needed a little, more than a little. And this one into here. When I get it talking to the wood and not my hand. And again, just squish it around a little bit, just to make sure that you've got all the glue and it's in place. And then we are connecting it. So first of all, this one connects to this one, and we want it this way wrapped, and this goes in this little area down here, like so. So we can use wood glue for this, and we'll be using it for the next part too. So although it doesn't dry straight away, it does what it's designed to do. And then this goes into the nook down here. So on the smaller end of this, like so. Okay. A little bit more out. Doesn't quite look like this. That and let that sit also with it in the right spot. One sec. Yeah, just so. Okay. Next, moving right along. Do this one. I've just got in those in safekeeping, but I can get rid of those. And put the pin on this. Okay, let's stab myself. Turn the page. And moving right along here. I see that was one left in there. Come on, don't be shy. Okay, and we have two wooden pieces. Both of these get double side. So it's just finding the right one. This one goes here. Let's find this one. This one seems a bit easier for me somehow. I'm not sure why. And then that one as well is also double sided. So a bit of glue on here, a bit of glue on here, there we go. Got a lot of strings, and some on here. It's because I keep this bottle upside down, like tacky, because it's a bit of a pain to get to the end otherwise. Alright, let's start with you. So again, put it on. And give it a squish around. And that one's ready. And this one up the other way. And like so. We will be getting on to some little houses today. Notice the positivity in that, right? Okay. Lines up lovely, doesn't it? And then turn them all over and do the same. and then we will be attaching these to it. And we have the tree to do, which I think I was meant to do before this, but I didn't. I will be next. There you go. And the most important thing is to try and get the edges, particularly on those trees. And this just makes a branch, so it's kind of a separate thing anyway. It doesn't go on that tree that we're going to make, but we are making another tree. It's a forest. You expect to have trees and flowers, right? And then this one, onto here. Like so. And I have gone over all the edges of the paper and stuff when I cut them out. I made sure I went over those. And this one goes round this way. And then we will join them together. And these don't go on top of each other, they literally just go on that branch. Which I'm also going to put onto the paper to dry. And hopefully it stays together. That's the plan. Sitting them on top was a bit easier, so this one will go on top, except for doesn't look right. Oh, it's going on that side, that's why. So you need to make sure you're showing the nook on this of the tree or branch, as this one is. And it's going to go which way? Over. Go this way at an angle, like so. It's an awfully big angle, isn't it? Was that right? No, no. Like so. Okay. And then this one sits, I believe, on top, a bit further down. And it goes with the lighter colour of the green towards the back and just below the nook there. Almost had it. I could move the whole thing. It was just about taking, wasn't it? No, I think it's in the wrong place again. Away you go. Right, let's do that big tree. So we'll put the pin on again. So there's quite a few of these to do for this one. So let's see where we're starting. Tree's the easy one to work out. Oh, yeah, both sides do. That one. They are all double-sided by the looks of it. I believe that way. Yep. Yeah. So that one to that one. Move you out of the way. Don't need to confuse my brain any more than it's automatically confused here. And then this one to here. Doesn't look right, that's the one I just had, that's why. Duh. Yes, I dared myself. I guess I really should use my tweezers. It goes on something like that, which doesn't particularly fit well. I do believe that's where it goes, because I don't think it'd fit the other way. side. I think this one's going to fit better. That just like the shape just seems slightly off on there. Okay, so a tiny bit on here. A bit more on here. And because what I did with the holes is I just cut them with a blade, and then I went around all of the edges with scissors, and then I run a marker around them as well, to get into any of the holes. The same with this hole of this branch I did with a knife, and then just hit it really. Okay, so I don't think this I must have cut into the paper when I cut it out. It doesn't particularly fit well. I guess it does. This is okay. It's on. Turn it up. This one is... Did I not glue it? I don't think I've got any glue on it. Second time in a row. Let's try that again then. Guess I forgot. Missed it. I'll line that up. I was very careful with my cutting out, so I'm not 100% sure it's not 100% correct. Okay. And that one here, which I think is the first one that I put the glue on, so I probably should have done this one first, because it does dry up quite quick. A bit of squish and a turn. Loose glue off. It's definitely had some. Okay. And then our tree. There it is. I'm like, okay, not sure where it went. It got a bit curly when it was sitting in the pot overnight. Okay. That worked out really well. Right, turn it over. And rinse and repeat. So let's try and get it in the order that I put it on this time so it doesn't totally dry up like this one had started to do. Or even do one at a time. Because it does dry quite quick. I mean, this particular glue, that's why it's good for the paper, is you've got some manoeuvrability to it. As long as you haven't pressed it fully down, you can move it around a bit. So I'm going to just do one at a time now. I think this one caught me out a bit. You learn your lessons, right? Okay. Then you. Just when I put a timeline in, if you want to skip all this, you can then. Squidge it around. And this one. And these aren't stacked either, they all go separate on the tree. Okay, almost done. It's like this, very slightly too small for it. I don't think it's going to matter in the scheme of things, but it's okay. putting it all together. Big glob of glue there, don't want that. Slide it up slightly. I think we're good. Okay, this tree faces this way for our branches, and we have the big one going on here and here, and it's going to go like so, like this. Then the next one, the medium, goes on the end over here. But you can't guess where that last one's going to go. It's a bit harder to see where this one's going, by the way. I think this one sits almost on top. No, I think the next one sits on top. This one's just on the branch. Not 100% sure which way round it's going. It's actually quite difficult for me to see. Oh! Wants to stay with me anyway. It's like, don't use me. So I'm just going to use the preferred side. I'm going to do this one there. And then lastly, this one which sits, it does sit on top and it goes across here. And I think with the curlyish bits on top, or it's underneath. Either way, I'm going to choose the better side because I don't think you're going to see it too much. I think on top would look better, but it's probably the other way. I just can't see the picture, it's really small for me. No, I think it's that way. Okay, now we will move this to the side to dry. Put it back together. Just that top one that moved actually. So not too bad. So those are all chilling. Oh, that one moved. There we go. Alright, and we move on to making some houses, which are all ready to rock and roll. Right here. So first things first, you have these go together. So it's all going to be wood glue. And they do say rough it up so it binds better. But I'm going to go with the fairy houses. I'm not sure what they're calling them. They're calling them bird houses. They look a bit more like fairy houses to me. And then these ones together. That one's got decoration on both sides. So you've got lines going across them. It's probably a bit difficult to see here. You can just about see that they're on lines. So you want the blank pieces together. And I will be needing the wire, which I'm going to put in another pot. So just line them up, and these can all take a moment to dry. One side. And then we're going to use wire to go inside them. And these are the roof sections and chimney. Can't line up for the life of me. I think so. Those are the first four. I say they call them bird houses. I'll tell you what, I bet you can see the lines better on this one. Much clearer, isn't it? I'm going to go and get some glue off of me before we carry on. And we will also need our green fluff, which I have now put into a little pot, which I think is going to be easier for what we're going to be doing. Alright, I will be back in 2 ticks. Split second for you. Oh, bent my needle from a glue pot. That's what you don't want to do. Okay, you will go in. I'll be back in a split second. Okay, so I've had a moment. So what we need to then do is do tiny windows in these very small houses, and they say about 0.6, and you want them to be like cross windows and hopefully fit inside. Worst comes to worst, I guess you can put them on the back, but hopefully we can get this about right. I'm going to do one and see how I do. So I'm going to use B7000 for this. It's a little bit better with wiring. So let's see if I can get that in there. Makes you wonder if it would have been easier to have done. Hey, string, go away. Makes you wonder if it would have been a bit better to have done it before you put them together, really. But let's see. Let's see if we can fit that in there. Well, it does fit. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So it's not in the right place. And it's a little bit on the short side, it needs to be slightly bigger than that. Or does it? Slightly down. Oh no, came out. I wonder if what might be easier. I'm not going to spend the whole video doing this if I can't do it. Can't do it. I could put it on the outside and be done with it. But let's try this. When it can get off me. Right, let's put that on there again. And maybe if I turn it upside down, we can give it that it's reasonably flat at the front. Like so. So that's one, and there's two of those that go inside there. And that's one of them done. So I'm going to get on and do the others. Even if I just get one in, I'll try and get both in. But that's the process that I'm going to use. But obviously I don't want to take all the time up on this video, because you could probably stick them on the outside and it'd be fine. And this one's kind of a bit ruined because I got so much B7000 on it. It's no longer black in the first place. That's not straight. Right, leave it with me. Okay, so I've got all of those in to a fashion. I won't say it was perfect. The blue one, and the other one to the front. So what I did was I put one in, put the house on top of that one, and then put the other one in on top of it. So I put glue down to the hole and put it down that way. Right, next we are doing some roof pieces on. I'm just going to do it on this one for the moment. I'll use this glue, to be honest. So this one's slightly different to the others because this one's going to have a little door handle, and it's also going to have some of that green fluff on top of the roof. So let's get that on. Doesn't look like it's quite wide enough for this house, you know. Like, I'm sure it should be wider. I don't think it's the right piece. I just don't. I know these are for those small houses. I'm going to see if I got another piece. You know I don't, because the template for it is evidently these small pieces. But then when you put them on, they're too narrow for it. And it's got like it shows going over. So as I've got some spare, I think I'm going to cut it out of here. Should be okay doing it this way. So I'm just going to cut it out when I've found my scissors. Just use these ones to hand, because I don't see how this is wide enough. So I think it's probably the right length, and it is for the right one. but it doesn't look wide enough to me. And this one's for, I'm pretty sure, a different one. So I'm just going to make it double the thickness that I have. And then it makes you think I've just totally got the wrong piece. So it's not very square, but will it work? It's about the right length. It's probably a bit too long now. So I'm just going to adjust it, because you want some hangover at the front. Not too much, but a little. So if I trim that to here, so it's something, or it will be, something like so. So you've got a little bit of hangover up there, and some on the side. And that looks more the right size to me than how thin these ones are. So I don't know what happened, but it just did not work. So you just got to make sure your gradient's the right way for this. I'm just going to use that as my template and take it off the sides. I mean, maybe I've cut the wrong one for the wrong thing, and I might find it in another pot, but we got spare. We're okay. As long as we don't use those other templatey bits, we should be fine. And I'm not going to use that, so these are the two pieces that I'm going to use. So let's get back to that glue, because that one's quite dried up now. I'm just going to put these in on here, and if you like down flat, because you want it flat at the back, because I don't know if it's going to go against a wall, and you want it with the tiles going across like so. So it's something like that. It does have the paper stuck to it still, but that's okay. And then I'm going to give that a moment, and we'll put these ones on. So most of them I got the paper off, but every now and then, like this one, you'll still find it attached. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to get this roofing ones on as well, and these ones, little ones, are finished directly. The roofs are on. It's only that big one that's slightly different. Oops, I'll just put glue on the side of it. And just make sure that it has the things go forward, and I think these go, oh actually no, they're not done, we need to put chimney on it, which are these little very small square blocks, and these do not seem like they need it straight on the back, so as long as they meet up in the middle all the way around, it would be good, not just some of the way, mate. I think they're fairy houses. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with fairy houses, not wood houses, not bird houses, as they say. Because why would a bird house have barred in windows? I mean, how would they get in and out? I mean, why would that be the case? Whereas a fairy would be like, protect me from the ogres. It's the first thing that came to mind. Something like so. And do the others similarly. And like I say, I'm just making sure that they're not flat at the back either. Not an overhang all the way around from what I can gather. And then it can have the chimney. I'll give it a minute or two by the time I've done the rest. This is why I keep it upside down and not on its side, by the way, so I have no trouble getting the glue out. And then like so, in the middle there, like this. So some are definitely thinner than others, cutting skills. sit it rather than lie it down. Okay, and lastly a blue one, and then we can get this one decorated with the green fluff. Come back and put the doorknob on that one as well, and put the chimneys on the other three. I don't think the big one has a chimney. Do you think the fairies have a priority order? You know, like in society, but if you're a higher fairy, you'd get the bigger house. Do you think that's how it is? Because society's a bit like that, isn't it? And that one too. There's a bit of an overlap going, we don't want that. Okay, leave those to do their thing. That was a bit longer too than the others. Weird about the roofing on this. I don't know. I mean, you can see what I mean though, can't you? It's like it would only take up half of it. So, I don't know. Keep the rest of that in case I have something similar problem. Right, now this time I'm going to use yet a different type of glue. I'm going to use like a bit of wood gluey stuff. And you don't want it everywhere, but you just want it kind of sprinkled in places, this green stuff. So a little line here, maybe a bit of a dab here and there, don't get any out, maybe a bit on the front here, and then all I'm going to do is dip it in the green stuff, I think. I'm not saying this is going to work, by the way, we will find out in a second. Dip, 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 dip again. Oh, way too much. So it's something similar to that, just a bit random, not all over it. And then we will put this on, which I will use B7000, and it goes on the door in the middle on this side. Much B7000 there. And a little doorknob, which is this one, and this house will be done. I might, depends how visible this is going to be, I may colour the underside where that white is showing from the paper. Something like so. Kind of cute, isn't it? And all we need to do is put our chimneys on. Put your green back in there. I'm sure we'll be needing it again. Put our little chimneys on of these. So a tiny bit of wood glue will work for this. And that's the front. So we want it kind of towards the back. Sorry, I just found a squeaky toy. And that's kind of the front. That one's got a very crooked window. Hey ho. Same with this, and the little wooden chimneys can sit on top, and we will move on to like a doorway, which we definitely need that fluff for again, so I thought we needed it for something else. And these tweezers probably have B7000 on them, which makes them just really going for the squeak. Gotta love Juliet. I used to put her in a lot of my videos, just like tiny clips, and then I kind of stopped. Maybe it's because she's getting a bit older, I don't know. Maybe one day you get to see a glimpse of her when she was about 3 months. She's actually, even though I haven't had her a year, next month, October, end of October admittedly, she will be 1 year old. 28th of October is her birthday, in case anyone wants to know. There's always one. I think they're meant to be in the middle. I don't think they're meant to be on the ends. Switch them forward. Like so. Up a bit. You finished squeaking, young lady, and you're not covering up now, huh? I've got my chair on the blanket. There we go. Still put my chair on the blanket. Right. I was talking about you. I was saying about your birthday coming up. She's got to be the most verbal dog, I think. When people do these crafts, all their rooms are all silent. No, no, not me. Alright, hold on. Let me see what she needs. Alright, so this is what we ended up with. So there's this one. I'm going to put that over there with the trees for drying, along with my string of B7000 and our little houses here with their chimneys on. And that's those. Right, next we are making, they call this a log cabin, which is this piece and this piece with 4 legs. So let me get this on first. I need to go and find my little scissors. I think they're on the table. She's back to squeaking again. I thought they'd got them settled, told her to settle, and then the other dogs came out and that ended that. And they all got excited. So now my back door's open again and it's not warm. Okay, so I'm going to get this started and we'll move on to doing this bigger house here. So let's see, how does that go? It goes on that side, like so. And this is really weird. So they call it a log cabin. And it basically looks like a bench, but it has, the strangest thing, it has very uneven legs. So I will show you when we put it together. This might be as far as we get today, but I have high hopes. That said, we've done actually quite a bit. I mean, it's like any of these things. We're almost not far from the point of being able to put them together, by the way. Now she wants covering up. Hold on one moment, my dear. Hold your horses. Let me get this on. I know. It's pitiful, isn't it? Right, let me leave that and we will move on to this. Let me cover her up. I was just sitting on most of it. Not helpful. Okay, I think we got her. Okay, so while this sits there, we will start with this. So there's a few things we need from my little box of tricks. We need that, we need this, we need some other pieces to make a light. Makes me wonder if I've, oh there it is, keep something out. So we have a small bead here. So I'm going to start by making the light because it's going to take a moment for it to take. So what we need is we need our wire back. And I'm going to use it all, even though it won't certainly take it all. So I'm just going to put a little bit of B7000 on the end. And I'm going to get this just to sit for a little bit before we do any more to it. And I give it a moment for it to take. So put your little thing through, and then put it onto this bead. Come back. Hey, the runaway bead. It really is. Okay, and it's settled how I want it, so that's good. And then I'm just going to allow that to sit for a moment to take, and then we'll do the rest of it, and this will go on the end of it, and that is our, like a porch light basically. Right, then we are going to, so we've got several things going on right now. Do this, and this just sits on top of it. There's no, what's the other side like? Plain. So there's the right and wrong side. Good times. And this will go in here. Oh, it goes on top after me putting glue inside. I assumed it went inside it. Assumption was wrong. Oh, a nice straight round line there. Okay, I'll put this on here, and we'll give that a moment because I'm using wood glue. And I'll be using this. We use quite a few things for this particular part of the build. Let's make sure it's even at the front. So something like so. And this is like an entrance, I would imagine, an entrance one, which is kind of why you think it's the fairy garden. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the house up here, and then when this wire is almost ready, I will just put that into it, I think. I don't think that's quite where I want it, so we can move it. You just want to make sure that you have the whole of that bead facing upwards so that you can get that wire into it. And I might regret that decision, we will see. So something like, yeah, I was close to where I was. Something like here. And just let that do its thing. Okay. And then we get this on. And I think this thin one, which I have not cut out, also goes in, and that goes around the outside of this. So cut that quick. Get these on. And this one's really pretty. It's got like little purple flowers. So it's really quite pretty. Oh, hands. I really need to get the other scissors because I'm probably going to need to trim this in. Alright, your pieces go over there. Some of them I will be keeping as well, although I've got to remember to keep a hold of that piece anyway. Right, so let's start here. So you want it flat on the back, I think. Or is it even all around? Well, it has some towards the back as well. So let's start with hot glue. Let's use a bit B7000. Get you started. So I'm just going to take it up to the top here. And I think it has some on the back, so I'm assuming it's not going against the wall. Again, it's a bit hard to tell. Just trying to check if I can see. I think it is quite flat on the back actually, which makes it a bit easier. Means that we could do it like so. Just hold that roughly in position. So you want a little overhang on the side here, down here, but not too much. And just make sure that goes all the way back. So you need to adjust it a little bit because there won't be enough for the other side. A tiny bit of leftover then. Okay. Give that a second, make sure it takes in all the right places. While that is taken, we'll go back to our log cabin, i.e. bench. And we'll get this cut out over here. Oh, I think I put my blade away. I'm like dropping everything. My puppy's looking at me like, you made a mess. How dare you? Yes, yes, I did. hopefully this is lined up reasonably well. If not, I'll just be taking a little bit of acrylic marker pens. Whoops, straight through the wood. Okay, I guess it will need it on that anyway then. Let's get the pen. Not quite the right colour actually. Let me go and find a better colour. Let's see what this one is. Might get closer, it's darker. But it does blend in better. Go around all of it. And then we put the legs on. And see what it wants us to do. And that'll dry okay. Right, turn it upside down, and then the thicker end has, so when I say thicker, the wider end, this one, has the two small ones, and the other one side has two bigger ones. So I guess it must be going onto some sort of hill, that would be my guess. And I'm just going to use a bit of wood glue for this. Oh. Go on, stay on there. And then I'll put it out to one side, and it shouldn't take long to take. It's quite warm in here today. Not particularly warm outside, but warm in here. And then the little ones here. There it is. Couldn't find the old pin. Okay. Goes there and there. And that is our log cabin done. Maybe it's a part of what is going to be a log cabin, but that's kind of what it looks like. Off you go to dry. Okay. Then here, we want this paper off if we can. There it is. I was going to be like, I don't even know where it went. Okay. And we're going to go down here with the B7000 as well. And we will get this finished up. So all the way down here. Didn't go flat at the back. Now hold that for a second. Better on this side. And then we trim the end of this one because it's got too much of an overhang compared to the other one. Yeah, that's great. And then we do the same with this. So we'll start with half. So, probably would have been easier to run the smaller one first, to be honest. Okay. do this and then carry on down here. Just I think take your time with it, it'll be okay. It's going to look pretty cool, I think. This one just fits. It's because I had an overhang on this one, so the white didn't show from the paper. I'm just going to hold these. I'll be back in a tick. Okay, and then what we are going to do is very similar to before. We are adding in a little bit of green every now and then. So pop in just a tiny bit of glue, a bit much there, and then a little bit on this other door at the front here. Oops. I'm going to give this all into the green stuff. And then we put some purple flowers on. And we will leave it at that for today. So let's see if I can fit this all in. Just as I was doing that, almost took somebody else's medication. Tried to deliver it to me just while I'm around this person. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one on there. And then here. And the same with this little one. There we go. That's kind of what that looks like at this point. So not too much of it, just a little bit to say it's caught the trees. It's up to you. And then what we do is take our little purple thing here, and these are quite powdery, by the way, and they disappear, so you can never find them again. Oh, that is all the way up there. And you just want to do some pieces. There's two of the purple, and that's going to go on this roof as well. Not 100% sure where that. Oh, I'm getting a few now. And you might need to do it to both sides, depending on how much purple you want to put on there. But when you do this, you want to try and make sure it's the purple side showing and not the white. For precision, I think we'll use this to put it on. So I'm going to put one on here, one on here, that'll be on the top there, one on here, that's a big one, and some down there. We're up now, and then just put some on as you fancy. Closer to that edge there. And just make sure it's not the white part showing, which is what's on the inside. Oops. I think I will be using another one. I'm obviously being very generous on this. One little one left. Let's put that there next to the other one. Not quite on it there. Okay. Almost inclined I want to have one around here as well. So I'm going to get the other end, just get some of this. Oh, there's a piece. Perfect. Then I drop it. Come on, come with me. Wow. It does not want to get used. Sometimes I think these models have a life of their own. Can't get it quite placed. This video's going long, isn't it? I'm sorry. It does have timelines, so you can skip to your heart's content. Oh, that's way too big a blob. Same, a little bit at the back here. I'll put some down the bottom, because if it was something really falling off a tree, it would gather at the bottom, wouldn't it? Put too much on there. I need to sort my B7000 out now. It had green on it. Okay. Get back on there. So this one will go on the end here. A nice big spot just for you. This one. Oh, I've still got to do the light for this, haven't I? Almost forgot. Sorry, that won't take long to do. Just like to let me know that so there's movement outside, in case it's something that I care. She was probably a nosy woman back in the day. Got reincarnated as a dog because she feels I really need to know all about the neighbours. Cute is that? Looks good, doesn't it? Right, and then we're going to do this light, which is the whole length of it is 1.5, so it's one about here. It's probably good enough that you can bend it by your. Actually, I'll probably do it tweezers. Just gonna say, otherwise I've got a tool, and you want to bend it a bit. Might not be able to do it with tweezers, might have to do it with a tool. There we go. And then this is just going to go in that little bead we put on earlier. And that is it. So I will tidy up. Show what we've done today. We've actually done quite a bit. Go through. I did have some other pieces ready, but obviously we never got to those, and that's okay. It happens. And this needs a bit of trim at the end too. Yeah. Didn't make the click I was expecting it to make. Put that in there. How cool is that? And that's our light. Like so. Okay, alright, let's tidy up. Alright, that's what we've done for today. So it was quite a long video, that I apologise, but we did get quite a bit done, and we will be installing this, should be tomorrow. So tomorrow we will start with making some flowers, making a sign, a email box, which is really a post box, not sure how, oh okay, that's all for the same thing. Doing some butterflies, getting some flowers done, and using that spongy stuff. That'd be fun. Not 100% sure what I'm meant to be doing with it other than cutting it in pieces, but I don't know what for. It doesn't say where. Oh, I see where it's going. Okay, alright, fine. And then we'll be installing stuff, but you would have thought we would have installed the stuff before it gets to that stage. Huh. How very strange. Anyway, and we'll also be cutting flowers and stuff, so we'll be getting all that done. So we will be definitely installing stuff tomorrow. It's just suddenly things have appeared that I have not made. Alright, I will look at it in detail. So this is what we've done today. Done quite a lot actually. I love this doorway. I think it's very fairy-like. The trees, our very crooked log cabin as they call it. So that's kind of cute. And our 3 tiny houses, and our one with the green on top and the doorknob as well. So thank you very much for watching. Any comments are very much appreciated. Please do like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Everyone that has been following along and encouraging me, I do appreciate you all, so thank you very much. Big deal, but take care of yourselves. Make sure you do. Take care. Bye bye.